today I'm going to talk about how to work square tallies in point ground as shown on this pattern from my Books Point lace workbook. This one's showing it already marked on the pattern, but I'm actually going to do it on this one. And if you get a pattern with an area of ground like this and you feel that it is too big an area just to work as point ground, you can actually put a little tally in there if you wish. Some people don't like tallies, but once you get to grips with them, they're great fun to work. So I've worked this pattern as far as I'm going to work a tally, and I've put a pin in just to remind myself I'm going to work a tally at this point. Take the pin out. So I'm going to work the tally, the square tally, with these two pairs of bobbins, and I'll just zoom out a little so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to work with these two bobbins. They're a pair from the left and a pair from the right. It's marked up as a pinhole, but you can drop a tally in over a pinhole in any point you like in the pattern. Sometimes these just add interest to the design and fill up the ground a little bit. A big area of ground is a little bit tedious to work, and it just adds a little bit more interest. I've worked the point ground on both sides as far as I can, so that once I've worked the tally, I've got the point ground ready to work to secure the weaver threads. And to work the tally, we're going to select one or two bobbins, depending which one you want to use. You can either weave with the second bobbin from the left, which is the one I usually use, or you could take the third one. If you take the second one, it's come under that thread, so it's going to go over the middle one first. I lengthen this thread, and then I will zoom back in so you can see the weaving. And I move all of the bobbins to the one side. Now this thread is going to go over the middle onto the outside and tension it. And I tension it by taking it away from the work and then back across the other side, and you're literally weaving under and over each time. Now the aim is to keep the sides straight, so the outside two bobbins you have to tension, and when you're tensioning the bobbins you need to hold these taut. So I hold them with my finger on the first one, the middle one is held by the thumb underneath, and the little finger is holding that one, and this holds them when you tension it, and it stops the tally being pulled in when you're tensioning it with the worker. It's exactly the same as working a tally in any other situation, whether it be in Books Point or Bedfordshire. And you make enough weavings to make it square. Now if you want to make a piece that is perfect, you count the number of weavings, and I was always told traditionally it would be 11 weavings. That is, one weaving is one side and two back. I haven't counted these, but that is almost square. Now the worker, the weaver thread, wants to end on the opposite side to where you started. So I started on the left, so it needs to end on the right. Now I think that's okay. You always start a tally with 3 twists before it and 3 twists after it, so I now put the 3 twists on the left and 3 twists on the right. Now I haven't actually put this bobbin down because I don't want this to pull. I'm going to leave it really loose so that you can see it there, so it doesn't pull. And what I now need to do is to secure the left hand side that doesn't contain the weaver first. So I've got 3 pinholes there I can work, or 2 pinholes in the ground before it goes into the ring. If I really wanted to, I could do that pinhole inside the ring before I do anything with this thread. Now because I've put a tally over a pinhole, I've got to ignore that pinhole as well, just so I don't try and use that pinhole and then get out of line with the rest of the pinholes. So I've secured it with 2 stitches, 2 pins there in the point ground, and I can also take it inside the gimp, and it's ready to work the honeycomb ring. I've still left this long, I haven't shortened it yet, and I would leave it long while I work. And I would make sure I keep that thread loose. I don't want to pull on it at all. But when you start working the stitches, you forget which one the weaver is, and it's very, very easy to pull it. So I gently tension it, but I'm holding the left hand pair as I do it, and I literally just pull it until it pulls up. And I carry on working this point ground on the left, again to secure it a little bit more so it doesn't pull. Always work as far as you possibly can before you actually have to do anything more with it. It's all about securing that safety of that square tally. And again, you can see it's still long and loose, and I work the next one. And by the time I've done a couple of the stitches like this, it's becoming much more secure and much less likely to pull out of shape. And each time I literally just gently pull it to the pin before I do the next one. I'm still leaving it loose. Now it's great to practice on a narrow piece like this so you can get the hang of the square tallies before you move on to a bigger piece that you might be more worried about. And now I've got to the catch pin, and at this point I would then shorten the thread, because now it is secured and is less likely to pull. I hope that's been helpful. If you've got any comments, please leave me a comment underneath. Subscribe to the channel and hear lots more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching.